Greetings, everyone. Greetings to you. Blessings to you and your family. I hope all is well with you and yours. Tonight's show is going to be very interesting. It's going to be interesting. So we're going to be talking about the Hermetic philosophies. We're going to be talking about occultism and esoteric. We're going to be dabbling into a lot of that. And we're going to touch on some things that I find that's very interesting in Freemasonry as far as that is concerned. The secret doctrines of Freemasonry. Where did the secret doctrine of Freemasonry come from? How did Freemasonry end up being Freemasonry as we know it today? Is something missing or hidden within inside of Freemasonry that most of us don't know about? Today, we're going to talk about some of those things, and I hope that you join us as we continue to just look at things from a different perspective besides that which we've been told. And I encourage each of you, no matter your jurisdiction or where you at Masonically speaking, I encourage that you go and do your own research and find information that I present to you. And then on top of that, I will tell you where I found information from. It is totally up to you to do your own research and to make sure that you're not getting bad information or someone is not trying to hoodwink or bamboozle you into some nonsense. So I encourage you to do just that. I know I've done it on my own, and what I'm finding is turning my world upside down. And I can't talk to everybody like I really want to. For those of you who know what I'm saying, the things I know and what I've learned, I just can't have a conversation with some people. I just can't, because they're not really ready for the conversation. They're going to call you crazy. They're going to call you loony. They're going to call you all sorts of names. That's because they don't know. Most people are afraid of what they don't know because they haven't done the research. So I encourage you to read just more than your Bible or whatever holy book, be it the Quran, that may be in front of you. I'm not denying that those are not good books. I never said that. I've read them for myself. Have I read them page for page all the way through? No, I have not. However, from what I have read and gathered and did my own research about certain words in the Bible, I'm coming to some strange conclusions, especially when you begin to research the Council of Nicaea and finding out what was done during this time period and dealing with the Bible. It's amazing. It's amazing. Hold on just a second. Brother Christopher Jackson. Hold on just a second. Hey, bruh. Not much. Are you calling my show tonight?
Yeah, I thought that's what I was doing right now.
Yeah, you are. Let me put. I want to make sure I don't run this charger out. Look at you. God done it. What's been happening with you, soldier?
I'm good.
You good? So
Mm-hmm.
so tonight, we're gonna talk about some strange things, bro, because a lot of us who have become educated in some of the other philosophies and degrees and don't necessarily look at things the same way anymore that we once were able to see them and for what they are. And I'm one of them. I would tell you the way I think now is not a couple of years ago, maybe even 4 or 5 years ago. No, I'm nowhere near that person anymore because of some of the information I've come across from my own readings, because of it's just stuff out there, man. You go read and you find out for yourself. You have those aha moments, and you can't talk to everybody. I don't know if you've ever experienced that or not, but you can't. That's just my personal opinion, because people, the first thing people want to do is call you crazy, call you these all sorts of other names,
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to add on anything, you're certainly welcome to do so.
I mean, it's all about just study. That's all. You find out different things from doing consistent research. That's why it says speculative science.
Yeah.
Speculative science is when you just study. You're always studying. You have to study.
So in regards to saying that, so so as in Freemason, we often call it a progressive science. What's
Yeah.
your thought on that? Because some people still think Freemasonry should remain the same as it was 300 years ago or 100 years ago, and it's not that.
Well, the thing is, it's survived this long from staying the same. The term being a progressive science means progress as far as you keep on seeking
Mm-hmm.
and you keep on doing different things to amplify what it is that you're doing in your greed, not innovate. You can't innovate into the order.
Mm-hmm.
It's not designed for that. You know, some people want to do what they want to do, but it's not designed for that. It's so bad that it's a lot easier to just start something new than to allow the people around you to put you in office.
Uh-huh.
But you have so much disarray and drama in what you're doing that you have to create your own for your own happiness, because you keep giving petitions to people who you haven't put through strict trial and due examination,
Mm-hmm.
because you're worried about your numbers and your membership. So, I mean, being a progressive science, you're not even looking up the two words, progress and science.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what does this allude to? What does this allude to? What does this allude to? You know, like I said before, a lot of people talk that they practice AF and AM, and they don't. They practice modern. They
Mm-hmm.
practice American Masonry. You don't practice AF and AM because none of your dialogue is AF and AM. You don't even wear AF and AM apron.
So what would be, I mean, because I know I can only speak in regards to my jurisdiction. There's a lot of things we have personally changed just because of that. Because we say ancient, free, and accepted Masons. Some years ago, it was brought when we was in session. Say, okay, so if it's ancient, free, and accepted Masons, are we practicing what you would call ancient customs? And we had to define, okay, what are those ancient customs? You know, where did they come from? How did we get to this thing I like to call Americanized Freemasonry? So this is where we're at, in my opinion, is with this Americanized type of Freemasonry. As you just said, is that something we're really, is that what we're practicing?
Yeah. You know, what does it tell you in the old books, especially the old worshipful master system? You know, the qualities of the worshipful master.
Mm-hmm.
That he must be zealous in the ancient customs, landmarks, and usages of ancient craft masonry.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You know, that he must be zealous. What does zealous mean?
Mm-hmm.
Never with it. A heavy study, etc., etc. We don't do that.
Okay. So what do you think about the occult teachings, or do you believe that there's occult teaching within inside of Freemasonry? If people really indulge themselves in it.
I mean, if that's what they do, that's what they do. You know, a lot of people like studying a whole lot of things just to have something to say because it sounds better than what you've been doing.
Uh-huh.
You know, we get lazy. We want to do more and more and more. There's a reason why you spend all of these years. There's a reason why Europeans spend all of these years to try and learn to become us. Period. You know, we spend a lot of
when
things.
you said that, you know what? When you said that, it just brought back a memory. I had to laugh when you said that. All these years to be us. Well, that's because most of us really. That is. Most of us don't know because
a lot of people are not studying. They're not studying the order just so they could teach and give. They study the order so they could have a leg up on the next man when they're talking, so they can sound good, ears, and all this other stuff. You know, oh man, did you, you hear, man, Tony, man, you hear, Tony? That's nut hugger. A lot of people study things to become nut huggers. They don't study things because they want to. They don't study things because they want to uplift fallen humanity. They study things so they can have their position locked and barrel. It's no different than being in the East, in the Grand East.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make the qualifications for anybody else coming far, far more heavier, so he can't get it. You know, well, you need to be the Grand Junior Warden for 4 years before you can run for Grand Master. You got to be the Grand Senior Warden for 6 years before you can be Grand Master. So that means you're making it mandatory. I got to be here before I'm even eligible, when those are not the laws. You make bylaws for your own personal gain. You don't make bylaws to rival and have explanations through a Matthew to be able to have your government and your grand lodge. You make bylaws because you want to make things better for you. Well, my only eligibility is that I'm a past master. Period. Not that I sat here for a certain amount of time, blah, blah, blah. I've been in the water 6 years. I come from a new jurisdiction. I got a 50. Those are innovations. When you give a man the right hand of fellowship and he has all rights and privileges as any other brother before him, that legal jargon that people are always spewing but really lying, that's all that it takes for me. If I came over there tomorrow, I masonically am legally able to run for the grandee. Those are the laws, but we don't do that because, man, Tony just got here. I've been here longer than him. It's my time. I'm next. Really? What do you mean you're next? You're nothing. You got put in here by popularity. You didn't get put in here because you know something. Don't nobody know you out here in these streets. Nobody. You can't walk into any organization and get anything done. You need to use my name to get something. You need me to call somebody to help you do what you're doing because they don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I put you in the grandees over the real qualifications in Grand Master, which mean you don't even read?
Hold on just a second. I got an important call coming through. Hold on just a second. Hey, my brother, how you doing?
Brother Tony, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm just starting my podcast, and I was calling to check up on you and the brothers in Peru, knowing that you had an earthquake today. Just checking in to make sure everything was well with you.
Yeah, we had one yesterday at 5.7, but today we had a 6.8, 6.7. And the entire power grid fell down, buildings collapsed, houses collapsed, schools, several schools were reduced to ashes. I mean, it was fucked up. We got, how do you call this, the power grid, they're starting to work on it, starting to get it up.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we should have power in a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
We're running on generators. My wife and I are okay. My family's okay.
Right.
We didn't, just some, you always get structural cracks in concrete when that happens, but that's repairable, no big deal.
Well,
but
here's what I would like for you to do for me, bro. I'm on live right now, and brothers are hearing what you're saying, and I would like for you to introduce yourself so they'll know exactly who I'm talking to.
Oh, wow. Good evening, all brothers and sisters. My name is Edgar Serrano. I'm the Grand Hierophant for the International Order of Egyptian Obediences, and I'm also the Grand Master of the Grand Masonic Lodge of Puerto Rico. We suffered a couple of earthquakes, one after the other, and it's been pretty chaotic. I personally had not been through an earthquake like that. I know the brothers and sisters in California have, but it's something new to us. So it's pretty scary. I've never been through that. But when it happened, we managed to keep our cool and move my family outside. The house was shaking like it was moving like a piece of, like a leaf in the wind. It was really scary. But we're okay. Thank the grand architect. Everything is falling back into place. If we need to help other people, well, we're going to be here working with the people who have been less fortunate and have lost their houses and their way of living. We'll help them out. We'll start working with food and water tomorrow. The water system is down also, so we have no potable water coming into the houses. So it's going to be another challenge. We went through something similar during Hurricane Maria 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The island was without electricity for an entire year.
Right. So how is it that the brothers or sisters on this podcast, if they wanted to reach out to you or help or do whatever, how is it that they can do that?
Well, they can contact me by my Facebook, Edgar Serrano, or they can contact me through my phone. I have a New York number. Let me see if I can get this a minute here. I have a New York number, which is the number I use usually when I travel.
Is that the same one I text you to today?
No, that's my personal number, but you can give it out if you want. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
The phone number for the one I use for the International Order of Egyptian Obedience is, let me pop it up here a minute. I don't memorize these things because I never call myself. It's 1-347-355. Excuse me, 355. I'm sorry, I'm working here without electricity, and it's really bad because everything is really dark.
I understand. Now you know it's what.
Basically, it's just been chaotic today. I'm sorry. It's just.
Well, that's okay, brother. Our prayers are with you, as many of the brothers and even some of the sisters are posting right now as we are speaking. They're posting and they're sending their prayers for you, and I have your information. I will make sure that your information gets put up.
I thank you kindly. Well, the phone number again is 1-347 355 0076.
I'll make sure I put that out today.
They can reach us there 24/7, and you have my phone number, which is 1-787-205-7139.
I certainly appreciate that, and we're going to be in touch because I know I spoke with my Grandmaster in regards to seeing on Facebook what was taking place and seeing how we can assist or aid that.
Yeah, I really do appreciate it, and we're going to be very soon in California, giving you the Egyptian rights completely.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be representing the IOEO in that part of the nation.
I appreciate that.
I'm really happy working with you. I mean, it's really good that we have brothers and sisters that worry about each other.
Mm-hmm.
At these times, some people forget that our main objective is helping the brethren.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot to contribute. We've got a lot to do. It's going to be a really tough year for us, but we're going to make the best of it. It doesn't matter what comes forward, what happens.
Uh-huh.
We're going to work with it. We're going to work at getting everything better. We'll make things better.
Yes, sir. So, I know I have brother Christopher Jackson. He's on the other line holding, and I want to say I appreciate him holding, and I thank you for calling me back, letting me know that you're well, your family is well, and that we can reach out to you and assist and aid you along the way. And I'm going to be speaking back with my grand in order to do that. So I have your number, and his number again is 1-347 355-0076. If you want to give them a call and see how you can assist or aid our dear brother from Peru. So we looking forward to that, bruh.
Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, not Peru. Puerto Rico. I stand corrected.
Puerto Rico. We're a U.S. territory. We're all U.S. citizens. We're all Americans here.
Yes.
So
yes.
We're here for you always, and blessings in the light, my brothers. I thank you kindly.
And thank you
thank you kindly for all your assistance.
And thank you. I appreciate it. And like I said, we'll be talking. I'll give you a call back later if it's durable.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
I'm here for anybody 24/7, always.
I appreciate it.
Bye, brother.
Thank you. That was my brother from Puerto Rico calling in. And I had called him earlier to check on him because they had a serious earthquake there in Puerto Rico. So I had to definitely check on him. I'm sorry I lost Brother Jackson along the way. I want to apologize for that, but that call was definitely important to me. So if Brother Jackson is still on, he want to give a call back, he's certainly welcome to do so. I had to get that call in. It was no disrespect to Brother Jackson, but Brother Edgar, we've been in contact for a while and been talking, and our jurisdictions have worked together. So just wanted to didn't want to miss that call. So with that being said, we're going to continue on with the show. Thank you for those who are just tuning in, those who are on right now. Thank you. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button for us tonight. So tonight's show is about the secret doctrine. And I had Brother Jackson on just a few minutes ago. We was talking about the hidden mysteries within Freemasonry. And is Freemasonry a progressive science as it claimed to be? And in this conversation, we were saying that Freemasonry is a progressive science. It does progress. Just because it progresses doesn't mean that everything inside of it has to change. Every jurisdiction have their own bylaws which governs it. We was talking about the ancient customs. The ancient customs, from what I've read and gathered, unless something else comes along new to me and I incorporate that, is those things that can't be changed. Ancient customs, those things can't be changed are the grips and the way one Mason recognizes another Mason. Those things can't be changed because those things have been the foundation of the organization before 1717, before that. So tonight we're going to get into the hidden mysteries and the hidden occultism within Freemasonry because it is there. Now, some of you probably don't want to say that, but it is truly there. What was Freemasonry before we know it as Freemasonry today? What was it before then? I claim that Freemasonry before today, as we know it, was those mystery teachings. It was that. It was the occultism that hid mysteries from the average person. It was that. And I would say today, for those who pick up great books and read them, and you come across and you would feel the same way. I mean, as I endeavor and go deeper into Freemasonry, and I have great materials that I study, there are some things I just can't talk to the average person about. Some of you have called me and said, Brother Hawkins, this is what I found out. And I'm like, oh, okay, so what do you think? And you tell me the same thing. You can't talk to the average person about things that you've come across and you've found for yourself, because they're going to look at you a certain way. It has always been that way. Whenever someone has enlightened themselves with knowledge, whenever someone has gained a certain perspective about who they are, where they're going in life, they are frowned upon. They are looked upon differently. It is just that. How is it that you take somebody like Dave Chappelle, who had a $50 million contract, but he turns his back and he walks away? People begin to call him crazy. He must be on crack. Oh, he went to Africa. Something wrong with him. They always say that when you know who you are. People say those things about you. So as we get into the Hermetic philosophies and degrees, we know that the mystery schools comes out of the continent of Africa. Some even claim Egypt. The fundamental esoteric and occult teachings, which have strongly influenced all countries come from that continent. Just as you find pyramids there, there have been pyramids found here in the Americas. There have been. And we know that there are some of the same writings that are found over on the continent. So when you see that and you know that, then you must know that that has influenced the world, period. You know, the secret doctrines has influenced, everybody has borrowed from what I would call the secret doctrines. And some may say, well, what is the secret doctrines? I would say those occult teachings of long ago. Every society has borrowed from them. Freemasonry is not the only one that has borrowed from that system. It is not. I would say this here is that you can take India, Persia, the Chaldeans, China, Japan, Assyria, and ancient Greece and Rome has borrowed from the continent. They really have. So when you see that and you know that, then you're like, wow, really? It gives you that aha thought. You know, when we think of grand masters, think of Hermes. How many of you are familiar with Hermes? You know, how many of you are familiar with Hermes? Masonry contains much of the mysticism of Hinduism, Buddhism, and Luciferianism. It does, but when you go that way, Spirit Dot, when you say that, you know that people are calling you crazy. You know people are calling you Satan already, right? You know that. You know that. If Brother Christopher Jackson is still out there listening in, I certainly would appreciate it if he can call back in. He may have something he probably want to add. I don't know. But when you see that for what it is, then you have a different perspective. I would say as I began to read and study the Hermetic philosophies, I'm coming across this character of this person, this grand master of Masons, this grand master Hermes, who had a tremendous influence on the occult wisdom. They even called him the father of occult wisdom. They even claimed that Abraham got some of his knowledge from Hermes, and the name has changed over the years. As a matter of fact, the Roman Empire in the called Hermes Thor. Yeah, they did. They call him Thor, god of thunder, you know, and lightning. That is who that mystical character Thor is based off Hermes and his power that he had. And you know, they consider him the father of astrology and the discoverer of alchemy. This is stuff that I'm finding out and reading for myself, and it's giving me these aha moments where I'm like, okay, you're beginning to put the puzzle together better than before. Like I said, I'm not the same person I was a few years ago. I'm nowhere near that person. I'm not. This is why I encourage every brother, every sister to go read for themselves. Someone hit me up and they said, they asked me questions about the blazing star within the Order of the Eastern Star. And I asked them, are you a member of the craft or are you a member of the Order of the Eastern Star? And they said, well, just tell me the answer. I said, I'm not just going to tell you the answer. I know I'm not going to do that. If you ask me a question pertaining to the craft and you're not a member, I'm not just going to up and give you the answer. I'm not going to do that. It doesn't go that route. It's not happening that way. No. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I'm not giving it to you. Yes, traveling east. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Hold on just a second. Grandmaster Sanders.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Oh, well, you called me. You know what time it is, right?
I was wondering. I didn't know if you was on or not. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I got you on live, too.
All right. Give me 1 second.
All right. Sound like I hear your dog barking. Well, anyway, that's my grandmaster calling in. He must have damn, I got to call in on this one. So, as we look at Hermes, The brother just posted his full name up in the chat line here. I think that was Spirit Dot that posted his full name. And when you consider who Hermes was or is still today to some people, because they feel that Hermes was a god. That's how they felt about him. In every occult teachings, you're going to come across his name. You are going to come across his name, because the more I read about the Hermetic philosophies and the principles, I'm coming across that name. And this is for me. This is not just for anybody else. Everyone has their own journey they need to take. Everybody has their own journey. So in doing so, this is a journey I'm taking. I'm finding these things out, and I'm having these moments, And like I said before, you're not going to be able to talk to everybody about the information that you come across and have. You're not. Let me check out the chat line real quick, see what's got. Oh, that must be Brother House posting that. Yeah, it must be. Hermes is a fake Thor Egyptian comes first. Look, man, you better get out of here with that mess talking about Hermes is a fake and Thor is Egyptian. Thor is not Egyptian. It's not. Thor is not Egyptian. I'm gonna disagree with you based on what I have right now. If you can show me something different there, brother, man. Cocaine Blitz.
Thor is Greek. Thor comes after
Hermes.
Yeah, Thor comes after Hermes. Actually, they're pretty much right in line, but Thor is more of a Greek god. Hermes is actually, I would really say that Hermes and Thor is really the same person.
They are. Hold on just a second. I got to add a line real quick. Hold on. Okay, got that. Hold on. Hello. Yeah, who am I speaking to right now?
Brother Blaze.
Well, greetings. I got you and I have my grandmaster on the phone. What you want to add?
Greetings. I just wanted to correct you. It's thoughts, not Thor.
Oh, my fault. My fault.
Okay.
I apologize.
Yes, Thoth comes before everybody.
Oh.
Right. Thoth, and that's actually where they get Hermes. The Hermetic writings is actually from Thoth. The first philosopher.
Okay. So is it safe to say that Hermes made him one of the gods under the name Thoth?
Yeah, Thoth comes, then Hermes is actually. So this is from my study the order. You get Thoth, Hermes, Thor. Right. Now when Thoth is the one that the emerald tablets that hid the jewels under, I think it's under the Sphinx. His writings is what creates everything. His writings are the philosophy and the medical terms that come along with all of this.
Uh-huh.
He was the writer. His pen wrote creation is the way that they would put it.
Okay.
When he started writing, everything came into creation. Is the way that some philosophers would put it. But you have Thoth and Hermes, and then Thor. Thor is down the line. He's more Greek, as in terms of the Greek god. He comes from Saturn and all of that stuff. Farther down, but Thoth and Hermes are right there.
So I stand corrected on that. The brother is absolutely right. Thoth does come before Hermes. He's absolutely right. Absolutely.
Thoth is, man, the Emerald Tablet. Thoth tells the story. He starts the story of the Bible with Alexander the Great. So in the Bible, the Bible even talks about Alexander the Great. And Thoth gives the story of why Alexander the Great got his name as being great. What Alexander the Great did was he took his soldiers into Kemet, learned the philosophies of Kemet, And once he learned them, he started taking them back to Greece. Once, however many years it was, once enough of his generals and soldiers were introduced into the Hermetic or the thought philosophy, he went in and started, this is where he gets his name, he started raiding and pillaging and destroying the library.
So
this is right before Napoleon.
Okay.
So when Alexander the Great went in, he took as much as he could carry. This is in the Emerald Tablets. He took as much as he could carry out, and what he could not carry out, he destroyed. Now this is where things started getting into the Greek philosophies. This is why they kept saying, and Greece kind of screwed this up by telling everybody. But this is when they started saying that Greece was the birthplace of civilization.
Well, time out. Hold on. I just want to illustrate something. Brother Traveling Man said all these stories means nothing if you don't understand the undefined theme. Well, that's true. I want to agree with that, but we're talking about occultism and esotericism, so it does have something to play into Freemasonry, because I will tell you this here. All of the Hermetic philosophies is only the key to Freemasonry. Hear me clearly. I said the Hermetic philosophies is the key to Freemasonry. That's what I've gotten right now. That's where I'm at now. Until I elevate and come across some other stuff, that's what I'm going to stand on.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Even not being a Mason, but being an occultist, I can tell you that, the Hermetic philosophies, they lean toward, for lack of a better word,
duality. Yes, that's probably the best word that you can use, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because what the Hermetic, so what the Hermetic philosophies and the term occult is really the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hidden histories that was stolen from a culture and placed outside of the books of history or the timeline of history.
Mm-hmm. So
when go ahead. So when you have stolen something, when they use the word occult, it is used to keep you away, to make you fearful. This is where religion starts playing on, that's an occult science.
So,
and if you don't understand exactly what occult means, then you're going to shy away from that, because that's what they don't want you to find out the truth.
So is it true to say that they have taken that, and the priests and the bishops have hidden true language and true meaning of certain things within their own priesthood, bishophood, or whatever you want to call it?
But yeah, there's when you're dealing with the Catholic Church, there is actually some who are not privileged to the knowledge. You know, so we just had breakfast, right?
Yeah, we did.
All right. So remember the levels of government, right?
Uh-huh.
Remember I showed you the levels of government, how the president is only at a level 17. That's as high as he can go.
That's
now,
it.
You have others who can come down and share stuff, but they can't share everything with him, right?
That is true.
So now just think of the Catholic Church the same way. The Pope can only go so far, and then you have those who keep, just like we talked about Oliver North, who keeps him safe, just like Oliver North kept Reagan safe.
Yeah.
You know, he took the blame for everything, and Reagan got off scot-free. The same thing with the Pope. The Pope has allegiance to where only so many are above him. And they will feed him knowledge, whatever knowledge he may inquire. But they will let him know, you cannot go no further than this. It's just what it is. You talk about the gates, the gatekeepers. These are your gatekeepers. They're there to keep your leaders from knowing everything for certain reasons, okay, to where they can be dumb to the knowledge that they may have.
Mm-hmm.
They go, oh no, so-and-so told me that. And shit, if so-and-so is like on the not-to-do list, then they're going to be like, yeah, man, so-and-so crazy. I don't know why you listening to him. And we hear that in the community. Man, brother could be spitting knowledge, and next thing you know, another brother come up, man, why you listening to that crazy fool, man? But the knowledge that he's spitting is legit. You go back and you start studying it, and you're like, shit, his ass ain't, sorry, I don't mean to cuss on your line. You go back and you're like, man, he ain't crazy because he spit this. And I researched it, and what he was saying was true.
Do me a favor. I think I'm getting some feedback.
On me?
On somebody.
Yeah, mine turned all the way down. Then that's Graham.
Well, yeah, it may be you, Graham.
I'm too high?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of feedback. I'm hearing echoes.
Turn the YouTube down.
I'm not even on YouTube.
Okay. Well, wait, that may be, hold on. There you go. I think I had one of them. There you go.
You got another mic on?
Yeah, I did. Go ahead.
Okay. So when you start dealing with religion and occult, the religion is the gatekeeper for the occultists. The religion, they're the ones that will tell you, I wouldn't go down that hole. You know, they're the ones who tell you, you have sinned, and all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, when we know that God is within ourselves when you're dealing with occult. Right? So they're the ones that are your gatekeepers for doom. Man, why are you dealing with that voodoo stuff? Because they have made it so to be shunned.
Uh-huh.
You know, and as soon as somebody starts figuring out that you are with the occultists and that you're actually with Hermetic science, and they're not woke enough, or they don't understand what it is, they're gonna look at you like you're crazy, and they're gonna start telling people, man, you can't listen to him, man. He done lost his mind.
Right.
You know, and that's what happened with Greece. So back to Alexander the Great. Once he took all the knowledge, you know, from Kemet and passed it along to Aristotle and Plato and all of them, and all they did was recite what they had learned in Kemet.
Right.
Right? But then once it was all burned down and you get the Kemetic scientists, you know, and they talked about that guy, Anthony, in the Bible when Paul was saying, why are you listening to him? Didn't I teach you the right way? Meaning, didn't I cover that up and I showed you this is how we should be doing this?
And just so people would know.
That's in Galatians.
Well, just so people would know, so they don't think you crazy. My grandmaster is a I don't want to say formal pastor. I don't know if to say former pastor or is he still well, you know, he's that guy. All right, just so you guys know. And I have what's your name again? That's on the line.
Brother Blaze.
Okay, Brother Blaze. Somebody already posted something about you. They said you should be already become a Mason.
Yeah.
So they waiting on you to make that transition because of the occultism and knowledge that you have.
Right. So I'm already halfway there. Right.
Yeah. You know, I don't think that you halfway there. I think you're there. I think you're there. You just need to be
how close you are.
Yeah.
We can't tell you how close you are. But if they're saying, because I'm just meeting you, brother, and if they're saying, man, what's taking you so long? Then somebody has some idea that you have some knowledge that you probably would like to share more in Masonry, because they go hand in hand. If you're an occultist, it goes hand in hand. You're walking parallel along that line. You know, and now it's just a choice of yours, as if that's something that you would like to do.
Indeed. Now, the only thing that's really stopping me is what you alluded to earlier. You know, there's hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but everybody has a hierarchy. You know, and the hierarchy that is placed upon Masonry, upon us, is the Illuminati. The Illuminati runs the world. The Illuminati is this. The Illuminati killed that person. The Illuminati did that. You know what? That is, I can't say if it's true or not, but what I will say is, you know, from my experience in Masonry and the 20 years that I have in it, I haven't seen a brother kill another brother. Now, has it happened? Yes. Because we know the story of the European guy who got hung, the European guy who got shot. We understand all of that, but that is not, from my perspective of Masonry, the true line of Freemasonry. You know, now, do you have the skull and bones and all of them? I would say yes to that also. But what I will say is, I don't think they come out of Masonry. And I think what has happened, the lines have been blurred to where every secret society now must be part of Freemasonry. And that is not true.
So is that a good thing or a bad thing, though?
What, that?
Good and bad, it's all perspective.
You
for
know,
me, I can't really say it's good or bad. It's just, it is what it is. Now, if you choose to follow that path, you know, whether being a Mason or being an occultist, you're still going to have to seek knowledge. My whole thing is that I don't like being bird-fed knowledge. So you have people who are really profane. They don't know the difference. They're really on the checkerboard, okay, so to speak. They don't know light from darkness. You have those people. And then you have people who have a little bit of light. They're enlightened. Like people like me, I would say. If I was to go into Masonry, I would have, it's basically like I would have to go all the way back to middle school to get through college again.
Not necessarily so. That's not true. I would say this here. You remind me in some ways of my boy Manly P. Hall. Manly P. Hall was a very educated, well-versed person in the occultism, and when he became a Mason, the only thing happened was that he disappeared from public speaking and only spoke amongst the Masons in regards to the occult teachings. That's exactly what happened with him. Go ahead, say what?
But you got to understand, that was by choice.
Yes.
Because when he decided, once he became a Mason, he decided that the knowledge that he has, Freemasonry, especially when you were dealing with Freemasonry, they didn't have that knowledge. That knowledge was truly to an occultist. And Freemasonry wasn't dealing with occult science at the time. I'll say not all Freemasons was dealing with occult science at the time. The ones that were was primarily overseas, and I wouldn't even say the European. I wouldn't even say the Grand Lodge of England was dealing with it. I would say probably more outskirts, like France. France is what was dealing with. Probably Spain, because the Moors are the ones that was running Spain.
I would say this, and I do agree with what Traveling Man just posted. He says the initiated man has no leader. He doesn't, because he's free to travel.
He's free to travel, exactly.
The initiated person has no leader because he is free to travel. And that is truly the difference in a lot of these various Masonic jurisdictions. In some jurisdictions, as the brother stated, he will, it feel like he'll have to go back and then come forward where he's already forward and probably beyond some of the Masonic brothers that I even know. So he's right in that aspect. And so was brother Christopher Jackson, who was on earlier, talking about in regards to people and leadership and, and some of the things that they're going in their different jurisdictions. You know, I can kind of see all of that. But the unique part of what we're talking about is the hidden knowledge within Freemasonry that a lot of us don't share with other people because they're not ready. You know, I don't know of any lodges that really talk about the Hermetic degrees and the philosophy and the occultism. They don't, because a lot of them don't know and a lot of them are afraid. So when they get these books and they begin to read them, it's like going down a rabbit hole. And once you go down that hole, you're not going to be able to have this conversation with the average person. And that is the uniqueness of understanding the hidden mysteries of Freemasonry, in my own opinion.
Now, Brother Tony, I got a question for you. Okay. Now, if you are well versed in some of the occult teachings, at what point do you even try to enlighten people to do their own research, or do you just keep it concealed?
I don't keep it concealed. I just tell them to do their own research. If I tell you something, don't just take my word for it. Go find it for yourself. And then we'll talk about it. Because me trying to force it upon you is not going to happen. It's not going to, you're going to be resistant to it. But when you find something for yourself, it's like, look what I found. And you can't take something away from someone when they find it for themselves.
That's true.
You know, you can talk, you can do everything, but when somebody has it for themselves and they got it, it's a wrap. So that's what I try to do on this end. And we had breakfast today, and that's some of the same things we talk about. We know that we have members in our Masonic jurisdiction that has been and still are part of some things in the government per se. We know that.
Right.
And they can't tell us. You know, they look at us like you must be stupid or something. No disrespect to us, but you know, we was talking today, and the brother just looked at us and said, I can't talk about none of this.
Right. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
I showed him
He
some
really
information. Yeah. Grant, you know, you pulled up the information, you showed it to him.
Yep.
You said, can you verify this? The brother in my lodge said, I can't verify anything on there. I can't talk about what I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. That's what he said. He didn't know nothing. And we left that conversation alone.
So how do you guys take that? Like, I mean, you guys took an obligation. You take the obligation with man. You take the oath with God. But how do you guys get offended? I mean, you guys.
No.
Well, we know. See, because we know the clearance that he has, he has a very high clearance in the government. So, but that don't stop us from asking questions.
Nope, it doesn't.
You know, if we see something, man, we like, okay, bro, what about this? And he's either gonna say, oh yeah, that's BS, or he's gonna say, man, I can't even talk about that. You know, go ahead.
What if the information was something that could save you guys' life? Would he deny? You know, like it's a thin line. Where?
I would say this. I believe this is my opinion, based on the friendship that we have, based on who we are with him. I would say this: it is left up to his discretion.
Right.
And if you have been initiated, you know exactly what I'm saying, Grant. It is left up to his discretion.
It is. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. You know? Because the question that you just asked is, you can ask that question to your normal friend. Man, if something was to go down, you know, would you have my back? And your friend would probably be like, it all depends on what it is. You know?
True, but
so that's the same situation. It's like, if something was to go down, do you got my back?
At the same time, me and my friend, we've done a ritual on the streets. So I think it kind of boils down to what you've been through with that person. And from my perception, being a non-Mason, I feel like you guys should have a greater bond to where it shouldn't be no holding back. But I do understand that he has a high-profile job, but being a Mason, that you have a Masonic career as well.
Well, no. I'm gonna try to put it to you this way. If I knew of some approaching danger to my family or to my brother,
Right.
you don't think that I'm going to tell him that something is about to go down, but you can't tell nobody. Now check it how it works. You tell me, hey Hawkins, there's this, and this is about to go down. You can't tell nobody. Now granted, I'm friends with John, and me and John has been boys, and John is in a lodge over in Panama City somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you think I should let John also go down? No, I'm gonna call him up and say, hey man, look, this is about to go down. You need to do X, Y, and Z. Then he's gonna tell somebody. So
listen, you're not high-profile government. I'm saying how. Okay, I understand it's his discretion because of his obligation and oath that he took. Okay, I understand that. But I'm saying if it was imminent danger for you or some people in your lodge, you brought documentation to them asking for verification, at what point do they have to spill the beans? That's what I'm saying. Like, do they, because they took an obligation. So, do they keep it 100 with you for the sake of Masonry, or do they lie to you for the sake of their job?
no, it is still it is still left up to his discretion, and I say that based upon some of the things that we do in Freemasonry.
Right.
And what I'm saying is, for those who have been initiated, know exactly what I'm saying when I say it's left up to his discretion. Okay, I just can't come tell you straight out, brother. The reason it's left up to, I can't come straight out and tell you that. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I can say that it is left up to his discretion.
Gotcha.
Okay. Am I trying to dodge your question? No, I'm giving you the best answer that I can give.
Right. So now, what I would say is, because of the way that you're forming the question is, I believe he would come out and say something.
Okay.
But we can't sit here and be like, yeah, he's going to tell us this and tell us that, because it's not something that you're gonna. Because there'll be one day where even your friend will be like, I can't go that far with you.
Yeah.
And that's where the discretion part comes in at. And that's where you have to understand that's his discretion.
Mm-hmm.
That's truly his discretion. I can't cross that line. So, but your question is asking, would he? My personal opinion is, if something was to go down and he had some knowledge and it was life or death, right? I'm sure he would probably be like, you know what, you got to watch your back.
Yeah.
Now you may not be able to give the full detail of watching your back, the meaning of it, but at least he'll put you on alert as to, oh, all right, well, let me clean house and make sure I must be doing something that got me being looked at or something.
Well, I'm gonna tell brother Travis, am I calling you out? I don't know if I'm calling you out or not. I don't think I personally called you out or not. Now, if I threw a rock and it hit you, it wasn't intentionally to hit you. I just want you to know that. Travis, I just want you to know that rock I threw, that rock wasn't for you. Am I calling you out? No, I'm not calling you out. All I'm saying is that when we're talking about occultism, when we're talking about the Hermetic philosophies, when we're talking about Freemasonry, I encourage each brother, each sister who's a part of the Eastern Star to do their own research. As I've always said, and I will continue to say this, the ideal is a lot of the conversation that we have on this particular show don't get had in many other Masonic circles. They don't. Hold on just a second. They don't get had. Hold on just a second. Hello.
Brother Tony Hawkins.
Yeah, hold on just a second. I got to add you to conversation, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead. What you got to say?
All I've got to say is this, man. You know, I called you Saturday when I told you about the book that I got for Christmas, and I was like, kind of scared to read it. What have you? Like what should I do, or what? Going down a rabbit hole, and then on this video today, he was like, yeah, man, some people kind of scared to go down a rabbit hole. I was like, oh, okay.
No, it wasn't you, bro. It wasn't you.
Oh, damn.
No, it wasn't you. It's just the idea that I do know that some people are afraid. They just are. And I tell, including myself, let me tell you this, I didn't get here overnight, brother.
Okay.
I didn't get here overnight. You could talk to my Grand Master on the phone right now. It's only been about maybe, I say, 8 years that I've kind of gotten into this thing right here, because before that, I was the fluff, field man for Masons. I was like, I knew the shit back in, what? I was that guy. And then to be turned on to this, I'm glad I took it as a sip of water. You know how you sip water? That's how I got here. If somebody was opposed,
we had to spoon feed him into this. It wasn't a sip. He was taking it by a teaspoon, a little bit at a time.
I was just like sipping through this straw, man.
Wow. Well, I'm definitely a feel-good Mason at the moment, man. I have not opened that book up, man. I have not.
Bruh, open the book, bruh.
What book is it? What book is it?
The Secret Teachings of All Agents of Manly P. Hall.
Oh man, that's a good book, bruh.
Man, I was like I told Brother Tony Hawkins, I was flipping through table of contents, and I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting,
I'm gonna send the book back.
My wife said, send that book back. I'm like,
No, that's a good book. That's a good book.
Okay.
That's a book that'll help you get some type of footing.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, brother, go ahead and crack it open and
yeah, crack it open, bro. Just don't crack your head, but crack the book open.
Yeah.
Don't crack your head though.
Hey, and Brother Hawkins, I can make the trip, so I can we'll talk later about that.
Oh, you can make that trip?
Yeah, only thing is, if my wife can come, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, she can come.
Okay, then yeah, I can do it.
Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit more about it, and I'll get you the phone number so you can get your tickets.
Cool. All right. I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay, then, appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. I'm not gonna tell you where that brother hailed from, and I'm not gonna tell you any other information, but that's a good brother. He called me Saturday. He was like, what the f*** I got myself into?
Well, that's usually the eye opener right there, man, because you recognize that there's some you wasn't getting the teaching from somewhere, and you found something, eureka, and you're like, man, shit, I done found some gold. All right, well, you got to dig for it. I don't want to get dirty.
That's
how it works.
It reminds me of when the colonizers went to Africa or the continent and said, look, I got this book for you and it'll save your life. Give you the book and they take the land. You still looking in the damn book and they got your land. That's what it reminds me of.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a good analogy, because it was like that, and even to this day it's like that. And we talked about this before, to where jewels are put in books. But what did they do for us? They told us that it was against the law for us to even read a book. Yep,
they did.
Now you can say, well, but they allowed you to read the Bible. Not at first, they didn't.
And it wasn't a complete Bible that they gave us.
Exactly.
It wasn't a complete Bible.
So but then when they did even though it wasn't complete, when they did give it to you, you wanted that because, I can read now, and that was the expression. But then once you learn that it wasn't complete, you end up putting it down mind, like, man, I'm not going to even read a book now because you don't trick me with this. So why even bother?
Yeah.
So the way that they brainwash you is they give you something and then they're like, well, that's not all of it, though. Just like history. They give you history, but then once you really start diving into history and world history and that, and you start learning all about Kemet and Moors and the Spaniards and all of that, and then you like, and a lot of them, majority of them were black, and you wake up and you're like, man, the hell with that, I'm not going to even bother, but that's just an introduction because now the spirit has been awoken, and it's gonna take time to digest that. Mm-hmm. And brother, if you're still listening to that book, that Manny P. Hall book, that's what's happening with you. You cracked it open, you read the content of it, your spirit is awake. You ain't gonna be able to send that book back, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now because you're gonna peek at it again. You're going to read it, you're going to set it down, you're going to pick it back up, and eventually, before you know it, you're going to be through that book. It may take some time for you to get through it, but you will get through that book because your spirit is now curious. And it's going to be like, man, I got to find out what's in there, what they keep talking about.
Yeah, a lot of the times when you do read books, it might take 6 months to a year to even apply the knowledge that you gain from it.
Exactly. Because the spirit just it reads it, and it takes it's just like food. That's why even the Bible says either meat or milk. You're gonna be on one or the other, meat or milk. And what you feed a baby milk for a while. First, you might breastfeed, then you might give them some formula, maybe. Then you chew the food up for them, right? Then they're able to eat their own food. So it definitely takes time when you start diving into occultists. I was becoming an occultist.
I would say this. Alex Chavez posted something that was very interesting. He says there's no future or past. It's just now.
It's just now. You're absolutely right because now is what we're talking about. We can talk about Manny P. Hall as a person, but now he's present because now this brother has picked up one of his books. So now we are talking about Manny P. Hall. We're not talking about Manny P. Hall in the past. We're saying this is what Manny P. Hall did.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming. I'm not gonna lie. How you just brought that man to from a dead level to a little. You just raised that man up.
That's ridiculous, man. That's true.
I know it's true now because I just caught it. I just didn't see it coming. I'm telling you. I just didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
But this is what I do wonder, though. On next Saturday, Grand, we talked about we're going to be having our esoteric meeting, per se, next Saturday, right?
Right.
I'm wondering, how is it that the brother that was at our meeting, I'm not going to call his name, that was at the breakfast this morning, I'm wondering how is he going to handle that? Or maybe he knows something that we don't know. What's your thought on that?
I think he's going to handle it well because he's well read.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is this brother, he reads everything. He don't stop. He reads. When I say everything, he reads everything. Once that thought is placed in his head, or he gets that thought and he's curious about it, the stuff that we were talking about even today at breakfast, I will guarantee you that he went home and picked up or looked up something on that information.
Okay.
So, especially after talking with Brother Ford,
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna be fine. I think he's gonna go ahead and do what needs to be done, and he's gonna be ready. He might have some questions, which is fine, and he should.
Mm-hmm.
You have a whole week to study something. You should have some type of questions once you get there to the lecture. Those are facts. I mean, you sit in a classroom and the teacher's like, all right, study this. We're going to have a lecture on this. If you come to that lecture and this teacher don't have no questions,
there's something wrong. Plain and simple. There's something that's just wrong. You know, because that lets the teacher know you didn't even read. You didn't take the time to even read what we were going to be lecturing about. You know, that makes absolutely no sense.
And it's true. I'm reading some of the stuff in the chat room, and Brother Alex Chavez did make a point. He says, in regards to capitalism, he says, but some don't want this capitalism. That's how we are controlled by it. He's absolutely correct. And I say this until I can't say it no more. We are begging for something that we once had. You're begging for a job. You're begging for somebody to respect you. You're begging for somebody to recognize you. You're begging and asking other people for something that you already really have. Legitimately, you have these things that you're asking for. The best trade, if a person has a trade and you're good at your trade, people will pay you for you to come and for you to do whatever your trade is. They will pay you. It's up to you to charge them a fee. We go to school, we go to college, we get all this education, we have all this knowledge, but yet we go seeking for a job instead of creating a job. I never said there was nothing wrong with going looking for a job. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying once you have found that job, once you have gotten that education, what's stopping you from applying and doing your own thing on the side of that? Nothing but you.
That's true. Nothing but you.
Capitalism is what it's called. You capitalize on everything, including death. That's why people get rich off capitalism. They capitalize off everything. Nothing is off the table when it comes to capitalism. Nothing. Including death. Period.
Well, yeah.
People was buying tickets to Michael Jackson's funeral. Come on now.
That's true.
You know, so let's just be honest for a time and just look at it for what it is.
That is true, and they still buy tickets to go to Graceland to look at, you know,
the
homes of these celebrities. So they're still. I mean, when you're dealing with that, I think you're getting off topic, but
it is not. I just read a post now. I don't want to get off topic too much. I don't want to do that too much. They be eating me up.
But no, you're absolutely right. When you're dealing with capitalism, the capitalist is for those who have the money to buy out the resources to sell to the mass, you know, and that's where you're at. So that's just one thing that people don't want to talk about when you're dealing with capitalism. Is you should create a job. You know, you should have something. If you're good at something, you should be able to offer that service. You know, but
well, okay, let's look at it from this position, and let's bring this back into focus. When we talk about Freemasonry, when we're talking about hidden meanings, certain words, this and that, like the brother on the other line, I can't. Your name keep escaping me. I'm gonna have to say it to myself until I remember your name. I apologize.
Blaze.
Oh, Blaze. Oh man, you know what? That's my boy Wesley Snipes. Woo! What Blaze?
Blaze. No, Blaze.
Oh, as in blaze of fire?
Exactly.
Oh, okay, all right. My brother with the fire. Okay, got you. All right. I couldn't. Blaze. Okay, brother Blaze, and I'm calling him brother just because of what I know of him. I don't know him personally, but I'm gonna call him brother anyway. Period. So, in understanding the knowledge that he's acquired through his reading, I don't know where he's at in life. I don't. So I don't want nobody saying, you know, whatever. I don't know where he's at in life. Only he can speak of that. But from listening to him talk and him speak, and he's called the show a couple of times, he's versed in some things that is tied to Freemasonry. He is. The ideal is he ready to make that journey? And if he makes that journey, he wants to know, is he going to be held back from giving off this knowledge that he already has. And I would say this only in some jurisdictions. I'm just going to say, yeah, hell yeah. In some jurisdictions, they're not going to want you to speak upon the knowledge that you have. They're not. That's the truth. You're going to have to. You're going to have to find that spot, that place in Freemasonry, that lodge, that jurisdiction that's going to allow you to share the knowledge that you have in the process while you are being introduced into Freemasonry. That's the truth.
I'll say this, brother Tony. I'll say this. I've learned that from watching your show. So I'm glad that you kept it 100. I'm glad that you kept it 100. You kept it stacked. You kept it real. You didn't sugarcoat it. You said that in some jurisdictions. Now, from watching your show, I found this to be true. You know, it's certain places you go, and song will be frozen. And you know, the point I'm at in my life right now on my, occult journey, I'll say, I just don't have time for that. And it's not to badmouth and say that people shouldn't join Masonry. I think Masonry is a great vehicle for a person that's walking. If you're just walking on the street and somebody offers you a ride to get to a certain place, take it. And I think Masonry is a great place for people who want to learn about occultism. It's a great starting place. Me personally, I don't have time to start all the way over.
But see, that's the thing. Who said that you had to start all the way over?
Well, I mean, I won't have to start all the way over, but the knowledge that I will be getting taught, or the knowledge that I will have to acquire, is probably going to be a lot of the stuff that I already know.
Well, it probably would be, but okay. So, like, we have a brother in our jurisdiction. Same thing. He came in. He came in as 5%ers. Okay. All right. There was a lot of knowledge that he had already had. Right. Feeling because of him just being well read, like yourself. But then there was also some knowledge that he didn't have when he, as being initiated, passed, and raised. So, and then moved on to the 90th, 43rd, and all of them degrees up in there. You know, even though he read them, because you can read about this stuff out there anywhere. But there's certain knowledge that you just don't have until you actually come into the line, and nobody can hold you back from that. Nobody can say, okay, you can only read this much. You know, nobody can tell you that. You know, nobody can say, well, as an inner apprentice, you're only allowed to read this much right here. If you read more than that,
but that's the difference. But that's the difference between this jurisdiction and other jurisdictions, Grandmaster, is that we don't tell our inner apprentice, look, you're only supposed to read this. That is something that we don't do. Now, I'm never saying that we didn't do it at first, but as we who are in leadership now have grown, we don't stifle the inner apprentice, because we know that as an inner apprentice, you are supposed to occupy your mind with useful knowledge, period. Now, in the process, if I tell you that, why should I stifle you?
Right. You shouldn't. And that's just it. That's what I'm saying. Even when I came in and the knowledge that was given to me, man, I read it and I'm like, this is familiar to some of the other knowledge that I have already. You know? But it wasn't that I couldn't apply the knowledge that I already have to the knowledge that was given me. Right. You understand what I'm saying? If I already have knowledge, like we just got through saying, you got knowledge, can't nobody take that knowledge from you. Mm-hmm. You know? But they can add to the knowledge that you have. Right. You know? And that's how I see it and how I feel about when you have enough knowledge and you can talk about subjects across the board, and that's usually
when you're dealing with the occultists and the Hermetic codes and all of that, because they cover a lot of stuff.
They
But,
do.
you know, you will start to realize that you may not want to share everything that you know.
No, because
see
you'll be
that?
crazy. You'll be crazy to share everything that you know. You would be.
Well, not only that, you'll start seeing people's faces, and you'll start hearing whispers like, "Oh, there he go again," you know, and just knowing what you know as an occultist and hermetics and metaphysics, just knowing that is detrimental, you know, to your position in a lodge, and depending on the jurisdiction. I'm not going to say all, but depending on the jurisdiction, because you're going to have some brothers that's going to shun away. Be like, man, I don't want to hear that, because they have never been taught it, and they're still sleeping. You know, they don't want to wake their minds up.
And
They don't want to wake their spirit up,
and
because
this is
it can be fearful.
and this is what happens. And this is what happens in the black community. Period. Is our manhood has been grounded, and so when you
But there's a reason for that.
you telling me, you know, our manhood has been stifled. It's been grounded, and when you come up and you begin to show that you are knowledgeable in some aspects of manhood, and you begin to show that you just not in that same boat as everybody else, people look at you differently.
Well, that's true.
They may call you the uppity N word, you know?
That is true, and we've heard that, but you have to understand why that is. You know, you have to understand that during the times of being colonized and the times of slavery and all of that, that if you was given the hat or the jacket or the shoes of your oppressor, right? When you think, and you walking around, because that was symbolism, right? You're walking around all proud, like you've done something, and of course you're gonna be called uppity. You know, if you know, because you got to deal with, when you're dealing with our community, you really got to deal with the psychological effect that has been bombarded up on us.
Right.
Especially as black men, because we're supposed to be the protectors of the family. You know, we're supposed to be the ones protecting our household. But during that time, when you have someone who can just walk into your house and ain't nothing you can do about it, psychologically alone, that is detrimental. You know, if you're stronger, you know, and faster, you know, than another brother, right? And you're chosen to be that stock boy, right? You're gonna get called those names. So it's the thing is, we have to learn how to uplift them.
And saying that,
That's smart.
but
That smart nigga over there. You know, we have to be able to uplift them and be like, you know what? I enjoy your knowledge. Just keep growing so you can pass it on to someone else. And the more we do that, you talked about that yourself. How with the teacher, bruh, man, do this. You know, bring in this black doctor, bring in this black lawyer, bring in this black businessman to your classroom and let them show and teach your kids as to what it is they can do outside of sports.
right.
Because that's all they think we can do is entertain.
But see, that's what television programming would do for you. It would program your ass to think that's all you got.
But you gotta understand, this programming was before television.
Yeah.
You know, when you're comparing two young boys fight to the death, and whoever wins get those brand new shoes that the overseer has, or gets to, get an extra piece of meat, or get an extra something that you won't get, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's gonna be like, that uppity, man, look at him.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand him. But see, that's how you overcome the rhetoric of brainwashing. Is we have to really look inside ourselves and be like, okay, what is it about that I don't like? And how can I bring it to the forefront so that I will like it and that I can help the community with that. And then the next person got to be willing to hear it.
So in saying all of that, I mean, because we've covered a broad spectrum of different things, but in sticking on topic and saying all of that, when we're talking in regards to hidden knowledge, when we're talking in regards to the occultism and how all of that play a part, because it has played a part in our lives, whether we want to agree with it or not, because what has happened is that a lot of times we're told not to go and not to do, whether it be with voodoo or whatever else you want to call it. But we do know that when the slave master got sick, he went and got the witch doctor. He didn't get his own doctor. We do know that when he got sick or she got sick, they actually put a infant boy or a girl at the foot of the table, at the foot of the bed, and had them to place their foot next to that black child, because they believed that the melanin of the kid healed them. It was something about our skin, something about us and our energy they felt healed them. So when we see all of this knowledge, when we see all the things that we talk about and have in Freemasonry that is not really shared with the average person, I believe we can truly say if you're going to engage yourself in Freemasonry, there is a benefit to it.
Well, there is.
The ideal is that everybody ain't ready for the benefit.
Knowledge is the benefit. Because the average person, that's why they're always asking, hey, what's the secret?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what's the secret? The secret is knowledge.
Yeah.
And it's how much knowledge are you willing to obtain?
Mm-hmm.
And how much time are you willing to put in to gain that knowledge?
That is true.
I think the problem is the core problem with knowledge is that when people get it, they want to flaunt it. They don't want to see their passions. They don't want to see their passions and learn how to. They want to be overstepped. Even being the problem with knowledge, because you run your mouth instead of applying it, teaching people how to apply it. Now,
that's true.
My personal thing is, if I know something that can benefit somebody, I'm gonna drop the seed. I'm gonna drop the jewel. I'm gonna plant the seed, and if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Well, and see, that's all you can do in life. In life, that is all you can do is plant that seed, or even drop it. You don't even have to plant it, because if the soil is fertile, it will absorb it itself.
Right.
So you drop that seed, and it's up to them. If it hits the heart, most likely it's going to get two things going to happen. It's going to turn to stone, and the birds is going to come and pluck it up, or the heart is going to absorb it like fertile, and it's going to grow.
So how does one apply that? I mean, I look at it from this point of view, and we're going to get ready to go in a couple of minutes. Like the brother just said, he says, obtaining knowledge is one thing. The application of it is wisdom, is the wisdom of it. And then the other person stated that, and some don't know how to apply it. I mean, you have it, but you don't know how to apply it. You have it, but it's locked in some damn chamber, or whatever. You got it, but you don't share it. And this is what happens a lot of times in a lot of Masonic lodges. You have older brothers who have the knowledge, but they won't share it with the young cats. And that holds true throughout the Masonic atmosphere or spheres. People have knowledge, but they won't share it.
Because and not to cut you off, I'm sorry. And the reason they don't is because they think that brothers, especially if they hold a seat, they think once they share that knowledge, and somebody's gonna take my seat.
Well, that's the thing, and you know how I feel about holding a seat. Like I told my last most puissant sovereign grand commander, a seat does nothing for me, not a damn thing. I make the seat. The seat doesn't make me. But see, like you just said, most people get caught up in a seat in the fraternal order. Most people get caught up in a title in the fraternal order. Once you remove the title and you have the knowledge and understanding to be able to pass down to the next person, you have done your job.
Well, yeah, but that's not even just in the fraternal order. In the fraternal order, it's also in life. Because if you get, it's happened in churches. We just and I didn't want to call it out at the Presbyterian church when the pastor was like, well, y'all can't wear your aprons, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, why not? It really had to do with the power that he had over the church as being pastor.
I think so too.
As to where he was like, no, I don't want that. I don't want you wearing your apron. For me, it felt like, oh, you're just trying to strip us of our power.
Uh-huh.
And that's why, I had to have that conversation with him and explain to him, nah, this is not going to happen.
I saw you get ready to leave. I saw you like, well, I'm leaving.
You're absolutely right. I have no problem telling them, I'll see you later.
Right.
Because it really had nothing to do with, and we're offering you the benefits of our presence. And that's what a lot of people in church don't get, especially a lot of pastors. Because if there was nobody in church, they'd be out of a job. And I'm not trying to sit there and say nobody should go to church or anything like that. And I'm not trying to say, you have that power, but you do. Because if no one showed up at church on Sunday, just like if no one showed up at a football game on Sunday, both places would be out of business. Quick. You know what I'm saying? So when he was trying to flex on that, I'm like, I was surely getting ready to turn around and be like, you know what, brothers? We out of here.
I've seen you do that before.
Lunch. We can go and have lunch. We can go and fellowship together. We can go and do this. We don't need this.
Right.
Because no one should flex their power like that. Right. It benefits nobody. And then that power comes from the ego. Once that ego steps in, man, and they're like, and you're like, man, I don't have to deal with your ego.
Wow, a brother just posted something and said the same thing, ego tripping. He said ego tripping. But you know what? So tonight, after I leave and close the podcast down, I'm going to watch the movie Dracula, the new one.
What?
The movie Dracula, the one you was telling me about.
Dracula. Okay.
Yeah, the vampire movie.
I thought you said Dracula. I'm like, who the hell is Dracula? I'm sorry. Who is Dracula? All right. Dracula.
Yes. You're killing me tonight, man. Now you know. How long you been knowing me?
Oh man, 20 years.
So you know. You need to pay close attention.
20 years.
That's right. So Brother Blaze, I appreciate you calling back into the show tonight. Your presence is always welcome. I have no crumbs about it whatsoever. I just hope one day that you will be able to bless the Masonic Order with some of your teachings and knowledge of the occultism and be able to share it with us just as you come onto the show tonight. I certainly hope that you will be able to do that. And to
I second that. I second that, Brother Blaze, because it sounds like you have a lot of knowledge to share. And I understand your position right now. And I understand, I'm not going to even call it a fear. I understand the hesitation of someone stifling you. you know. But I truly believe that you have a lot of knowledge that you can share with the brothers in the fraternal order. And hopefully one day, you'll come on and you're like, bro, I made that step, you know. So it was nice, you know, chatting it up with you, and I appreciate you, bro. I really do.
No problem, Graham. Good chopping it up with you guys, man.
All right, now I need somebody to hit that like button for me tonight, and so we can make sure that the information that we have, the information that we show and share, can be presented. You know, because a lot of times the stuff, like I said before, the stuff we talk about here tonight is not necessarily going to be shared in your Masonic lodge. You can take it or let it alone, and you know I'm telling the truth. You know, because I can say Saturday, when we meet Saturday, a lot of stuff we're gonna do Saturday, I'm not gonna come back and talk about it on the show, because it ain't for everybody. You know, so I'm glad to see that we are going to be starting back up on Saturday with our meeting there, Grant. I'm kind of excited about it.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of excited about it, most definitely, most definitely. So I'm going to share this, and then I'm going to close out. In April 2020, you know, John G. Jones Grand Lodge, State of California, its members, its officers, is going to be an exciting time for us. And my Grandmaster already knows what's about to happen. And we're going to upset some people again. We're going to do that. And some brothers know about it already, and some don't. But I'm going to post it in February, exactly what's going to take place for us and my wife and I. And you know, we're looking for a wonderful time of joy and fellowship and being amongst people who are special to us in this special occasion that's going to be happening for us. You know, so Grant, I don't know what you think about it, but I'm going up on Friday, and you can come up on Saturday, but I'm looking for a wonderful time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
for sure, me and the wife will be up there, and I think it's gonna be a grand time. You know.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be well worth it. It's gonna be
I only hope one thing, Graham.
What's that?
I hope I'll be able to pronounce my name.
I hope so.
I just pray that I will be able to pronounce my name when they give it to me. When they say, brother Tony, this is your name.
This is your new name.
And I want to be able to say it and spell it.
You're right. But we're gonna make sure that we have a recorder or something, so you can always go back and hear it again and get the spelling of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I don't want to butcher up my name, for real. I don't need you to come tell me what's your name again, and I can't say it. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. So look, we're gonna get ready to go, and we appreciate everybody for staying on tonight and really enjoying the show. There's so much information out here. We try to share everything we can in Freemasonry and the information we have. So please hit the thumbs up button, the like button, and we want to thank everybody for tuning in. And for the brother who called me earlier, if you're going to call me back, please do, so I can give you more information in regards to April the 24th. And we would love to have you to come out and fellowship with us in this special occasion. You just don't know how much that means to us in this jurisdiction. So until we see each other again, until we meet and greet, assalamu alaikum, shalom, and most of all, whatever you do, keep your light on and stay out the bushes. We out.
All right. Peace.